Jeez, I didn't want to have to make a video on something as boring as Traptrix. I could literally give you a list of every viable trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! And make a joke about lolly holes. I could tell you that they are literal traps and give every straight man a chance to reevaluate himself in the mirror.
Back to reality.
I could even tell you that if it is a trap hole, that means you are falling for Yu-Gi-Oh! Bussy.
Actually, I'm a boy.
So that is exactly what I aim to do today.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot.
FBI, open up!
Traptrix are a group of female insect and plant type monsters that easily search out each other in whole normal traps. Not just part of them, holes only. Only hole. Debuting in Judgment of the Light, these bewitching bitches took the meta by storm during the dreaded hat format. Combining the power of their back row with baits like Artifact, Scythe, and Moraltech, it was a feared deck by any MST. Especially since they had... Now, that format is gone, and we can rest easy. Except that we all hate running into it now for obvious reasons. Traptrix from Romello can surge a whole normal trap on normal summon and pops back row on special. It finds you ammo, and it clears problems on the field in a deck where they die to a judgment. Oh, good point to make. All the main deck monsters are immune to whole normal traps. So, to all of you that had to do the mirror during the hat format, how does it feel? Atrax allows you to activate whole traps from your hand and prevents them from being negated. Absolute power play to have this card on the field. The challenge? Keeping it on the field. This deck normally relies on cards that either allow you to extend to another summon as a backup option or just search out more fuel for your engine. It's a good card on its own, but not in the grand scheme of the deck. Mantis searches out another Traptrix monster on normal summon and bounces your set cards back to your hand. Best normal summon in the deck. Not much more to say aside from the good stats, and that doesn't really matter much because it's going to be used for a monster in the extra deck, which we will get to in a minute. Nepenthes pluses you your field or hand advantage after activating a whole normal trap. This one is unnecessary because, again, you have an extra deck monster that ate this monster like a cardboard carnivore. Carnivore?
I'm very hungry.
Diana revives a monster on normal summon and resets a trap hole on special. The second best normal in the deck, providing much needed recovery for a deck that relies on its normal summon more than Alistair the Invoker. Out of all the ones I've talked about so far, I'll be honest, Romello is contended for that spot. However, Mantis and Diana both flush you more in the long run, so that's why I have these different opinions of mine. Jen Lisea attributes herself for 2 traps from deck and graveyard. Do we really need to talk about normal summoning again? Vesicalu sends a set trap from your field to special summon herself from the hand, and she can recur traps whenever you run out of ammo. It's been 3,000 years, and we finally got a backup plan for the deck. Probably contends for the best slot in the deck, but you don't want to run her at 3 because then you'll likely brick yourself out of resources and field presence. Great card overall, and my favorite art out of all of them, mainly because it looks the most adult and I don't consider myself to be on a list. However, after I put this video, I most certainly will be. Moving to the extra deck, we first have Traptrix RAFFLESIA. While on your field, your Traptrix monsters can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. If that weren't enough, you can activate whole traps from your deck by detaching material. And to top it all off, it's generic to make, so Parallel Exceed in this deck goes great with their Link 1. Oh yeah, spoilers, the Link 1 is busted. Allomeris has 2 detach effects. For 1 material, it can monster reborn one of the opponent's monsters that left the field by a card effect. And for 2 materials, it revives a Traptrix from your grave. It also has complete trap immunity. This is decent, but it's not the most optimal thing you'd want to make in a deck that has access to the rank 4 pool. It even summons your monster in defense position, so if closing out games wasn't already hard, Konami decided to troll you even harder. Or, you know, just run Utopia double.
Let's go.
Now, what's this Link 1 I speak of? Oh yeah, a literal gremlin. Not only did they know what they were doing with this card for competitive usage, but they are actively seeking out pedophiles who bring this deck to a YCS. And this card is the golden ticket to discovering the pedo among us. With the trap immunity not being binded to Xyz materials, this house of a card may seem small with its stats, but it's meant to be on the field forever. If you activate a normal trap card, you get a Traptrix from deck to field. And when that monster inevitably activates its effect, you can set a whole normal trap from your deck. If you can't find a way to out this thing past turn 2, you are dead. Opening this plus a Parallel Exceed essentially means that all of your hand traps are useless. Imperm is dead, and so is the rest of your hand. Unless you have a Raigeki, or a Lightning Storm, or a Turtle, or a Feather. Yeah, so a big surprise, back row deck dies to Duster, big deal. But the fact that their entire gameplay mechanic is gone due to 1 card is what keeps this deck from resurging. I don't think Konami wants these things being meta again, but if we did get 1 more card, give us back row protection. Oh wait, There it is. Traptrix Cularia can reset your whole normal traps instead of sending them to the grave, and it provides recovery during the end phase. As a Link 2, this is definitely more insult to injury coming off of a banger of a Link 1. Neat support bogged down by the fact that this deck wasn't meant to Link climb. As far as traps go, the archetype has spawned 2 in-archetypal traps. Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare of a Name in My Mouth can negate the effect of a special summon monster and destroy them. Honestly, it's a good piece of negation that's searchable, and not due to being a Traptrix card. By the way, those bugs are the actual monster on the card, not the little girls. And those troglodytes falling in them are the players. That's us. This is what we get for being tricked by lollies. Not the police, the FBI. Death by disintegration. I'll be honest, we as a community have to accept this as a result of letting the deck run rampant and still falling for their BS. There is no escape. Traptrix is more generic trap support than archetypal support. But look! It did the thing! By banishing a normal trap from the deck, you can send another copy of it to the field and it can be activated this turn. Not only can this plus you to the moon and back with Sarah on the field, it also works as a punishing option for a lightning storm if you use Waking the Dragon. That's only until we get the king! Not a Traptrix card, but I don't want to make another control deck video for a minute, so here's Lord of the Heavenly Prison. You can reveal him to shield your back row until the end of the opponent's next turn, and if you activate a trap, he can special summon himself and set something from the deck. Basically, if your back row deck doesn't lock you out of something like Eldritch or Altergeist, you play 3 of this guy. There's more generic support in the form of Impermanence, Torrential, and Floodgates. These are generally good pieces of tech that can also plus you with Sarah on the field. Kinda like how Altergeist does it, but worse. As for the good hole traps, your best options are Gravediggers, Floodgate, and Chainhole, as they each hit potential outs to the deck. In-hand negation, graveyard recursion, and huge monster effect chains. Essentially, fuck Eldritch again. Contrary to the belief of Redditors, the holes aren't always the best to go into, as we've received more than enough capable traps over the years, so choose them to cater to your meta. The glaring issue with Traptrix isn't always the normal summon dependency. It's the dependency in the fact that it's slow as hell. The reason that trap decks like Eldritch are viable in today's game is because it's so versatile in the decks that can be made around it. Traptrix has very little versatility in gameplay, so it makes the deck much easier to read. Plus, after nearly a decade of them still being in the game, people are very familiar with this deck, so not many surprises there. Still, there is no denying that Konami will still keep printing good traps and purple deck support. Do you know why that is? It's because they remember. They know the cards that they sell and who that they are selling them to. Basement-ridden, sweat-drenched lolicons that will pay $1.50 to get even more opportunities to lab the new Traptrix support, when it eventually comes out. By the way, just wanted to give a quick thank you to everyone that subscribed. There's almost 100 of you. I'm not at 100 by the time I'm making the script, but hopefully whenever I wake up, I'll have that many. So to that one person watching the vid that isn't subbed, come on, please. Please, give me validation. Give me validation so I don't have to seek it from Traptrix. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the garbage that you view as a result of me being on your screen. I'll see you in the next one.